Justine Reed. How do you let go of what others think about you? Well, this really comes down to the fear of judgment. We often walk around our lives really seeking the approval of others, really worrying about what they think. Maybe even having interactions in which we're pleasant on the surface, but then we go home and we have this big thing in our head about how we could have said this or we should have said that, and oh no, well what if they thought about this, and wouldn't that have been better? And then you start obsessing and monkey mind takes over and it's all kinds of craziness in the tunnel there, right? I think you know what I'm talking about. We've all experienced this to some degree. So we have a desire to connect with others, and that's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. We want our hearts to connect with other hearts and be able to have that bond, right? And so there's a little bit of a fear that that's not going to happen. There's a fear that we have to be someone else or say the perfect thing or whatever it is in order to make that happen. So know that potentially the desire to connect, that's a good thing. That's a good driving thing. But it gets twisted and it gets tangled when the fear of judgment really comes in. And it can really smush us and it can really separate us so that we're not having the nourishing connections that our hearts are truly seeking. So what is the fear of judgment really about? Why do we care so much about what other people think? Well, you've probably heard this before, but I'm going to say it again. Our lives are a mirror of what's going on inside of us. I'm going to say that again. Our lives outside of us are a mirror of what's going inside of us. It's an opportunity for transformation. It's an opportunity for exploration to get to know yourself on an even deeper level. And relationships are the biggest playground for this possible because they really push you up against yourself. They hold a mirror to you and they say, hey, here's what you're loving about yourself, here's what you're not loving about yourself. And so when you're interacting with somebody and you judge them, what you're really doing is you're judging a piece of you that's similar to them. Right? So let's say you really don't like it when someone's late and you start judging them, right? Well, some piece of you just really doesn't like the fact that you're late sometimes, right? So it's just classic projection. But if you can accept the part of you that runs late sometimes, you'll have compassion for that other person as well. And maybe you won't judge them as harshly. Now, that's the reverse of this, right? Like you are judging them. But if you come from a place of compassion and understanding within yourself for the other person, then you're not going to be as triggered by potential judgment from them. So if you're walking around judging a lot of people, you're going to assume that everyone's doing the same thing, right? Because we think that a lot of people walk around, having the same life experience that we're having. And while there are commonalities, it's not exactly the same. People may be thinking something totally different. So if you are worried that someone else is judging you, check out your level of judgment. Are you compassionate and accepting and understanding of other people? Or are you judging them really harshly? And if you are judging them really harshly, are you judging yourself harshly? Because likely that's what's going on. So check it out. There's like these circles, right? So if you are afraid of what other people think, you are worried about what other people are thinking, and you're worried that they're judging you, chances are you are actually walking around judging them or judging other people. So you're assuming they're doing the same thing. And what's really going on inside is that you are judging yourself. We are our own harshest critics. And so notice the pieces of yourself that you were not accepting. And that is the place for transformation. And that is what you can actually do to turn around. You can't change what other people think, right? And trying to do that is putting your power outside of yourself. Trying to manipulate their thoughts, their emotions. Hey, if I behave this way totally perfectly, maybe they'll love me. Oh no, I messed up, now they don't love me. It's a very stressful way to live. But if you go deep inside and access these parts of yourself, bring them into integration, feel the feelings, process, it's all about that internal transformation. And it's about loving and accepting yourself. Because the more you love and accept yourself, the more you'll have compassion for other people. You won't judge them as harshly, and you won't be so worried about what they're thinking of you because you'll be thinking more positively of them. The energy just really ripples out. So the fear of judgment and worrying about what other people think is really worrying about what you think about yourself, and will people notice? So here's to you having a wonderful relationship with yourself and taking that first step today, or an additional step if you're already on the path. What can you do today, right now, in this moment, to notice a piece of yourself that needs a little bit of love and to give yourself that love? What parts of yourself are you rejecting? What parts of yourself are you splintering off? Right? And if you don't know, look outside and see who you're judging and what you're judging them for. And that will tell you. Those are the parts of yourself that need some tenderness and care. All right, so hopefully this has been valuable for you. Please share this with others. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, so that we can continue to talk about ways in which you can fully love yourself, fully express yourself, and live as a dynamic, integrated, spiritual and earthly being while you're here on earth. Let's have a good time while we're here, shall we? Until next time, have a wonderful day.